Hey everybody, I'm on my way home from voting in the great state of Texas. So I just wanted to let everybody know that if you don't vote, in actuality you did vote. You just voted for the opposing side that you don't want in office, whether you know it or not. So this is the part where I piss a lot of people off who did not make it to civics class and who either skipped that class or flunked completely out. I'm gonna help you out. Here's the thing, for all you dumbass people who say you're not going to vote because you voting for a president who promises you the world. No, they don't promise you the world. They just have the same thought process and wants that you do. They just can't pass the bill because they say that's what they want and because they run 50 states. Everything has to be passed, and yes, it's a bill that goes before Congress. They don't get the votes that they need. It is a dead bill, okay? So at the end of the day, you can't sit there and say, fuck the president, I'm not voting, I can't stand Hillary, Hillary's not going to do this, and Donald Trump promises he's going to do that. Let me explain something to you. You thought as a United States we were in trouble before, but you want to sit here and talk about you going to go for Donald Trump as a black person? You crazy, because we in more trouble than we were ever in our lives. Now, what sense does it make for our ancestors to have fought since the 1700s, for all of you dumbasses that have the right to have a thought process and actually go before the whole world and tell them how you feel, and you sit there and you go for somebody that can give a shit less about you, talking about building a wall and having Mexico pay for it. Your asses better be sitting out there looking on the waterline at all the ships that's finna pull up for your dumbasses to take your ass right on back to Africa, or be in chains again back in slavery. Now, you want to put somebody in office that doesn't have a clue on how to run a country, let alone have a clue on how to run his own goddamn businesses without falling into bankruptcy. Now, for the people who are Donald Trump supporters, let's go back and let me give you some real news. Here it is. So during the whole election thing going on before election day, this bastard then went into bankruptcy again in 4 hotels, and yes, including Canada. Name was scratched off the damn buildings. But you want to hire him, or you want to elect him as your president-elect to go in office because he's a businessman and he's going to open up jobs. No, your dumbasses ain't going to get paid shit, and you're going to go into foreclosure, and you're going to file for bankruptcy, and you're going to be living in the street in a tent while he's living in the White House, happy dory, and have the world at his feet. You might want to start doing your research for the dumbass blonde broad who wants to do a live feed and say, oh, Donald Trump is this and he's the smartest man and the hell with Hillary Clinton and this and that and the other. Well, look, you dumbass broad, okay? You the main one he don't respect, and you the main one he don't give a shit about. He does not care about anybody or anything, and half the people he has that's supporting him, he done paid for them. So the black folks who want to sound like they educated, who want to sound like they got a lot going on for them, let me tell you how miseducated you are. You supporting a man that don't give a goddamn about you or your family or your ancestors or your grandkids. So just like our ancestors stood up and they fought for us, how about you try to stand up and you fight for your kids and your grandkids and your great-grandkids? It's called a legacy. Leave one. Fight for something. If you don't fight for anything and you don't stand for something, you will fall for any and everything. So if you don't open your mouth to vote or have a voice, do me a favor. Don't be like the dumbasses that always have an opinion. Shut the fuck up and go along with it since you didn't want to vote the first time. Thank you. Bye-bye.